I'm really thrilled. I know you should had enough of this crowd of heads of states here today already. Georgia, 7 years ago, was a totally failed state with huge corruption numbers, with huge crime rates, where government couldn't perform basic services like, for instance, supplying electricity to 80% of the population. But if you look at the story of transformation, you know, we've been doing reforms from day one. And when I came in, there was no budget. Nobody was paid salaries. As I said, we couldn't perform basic functions. People were very cynical. And what happened is that first thing we did, we went out to United Nations Development Organization. And together with some private donors, they gave salaries for government officials, for president, because president's salary was $40 at that moment, and to some police investigators, to tax collectors. And it enabled us to raise tax collection by 40% within 3 months to start pulling ourselves with shoestrings from the mud which we were in before. We reduced taxes by 60%. And everybody thought, if we have no budget, why we reduce taxes? It turned out that we tripled our tax collection within a year. Then we fired the entire police force. In April 2004, Georgia stayed without any policemen in the street. And actually, it was a big relief for everybody because we discovered that basically they weren't helping any combative crime. I mean, people expected the huge rise in traffic accidents, criminals going around and shooting everybody on shooting spree and, you know, robbing spree. Nothing of that happened because basically it turned out that police was one of the main problems in the society. 6 years ago, we were 137th place on World Bank list of doing business in terms of ease of doing business, one of the bottom ones. And right now we are number 11th, and my intelligence source tells me that we might even get to 10 top tier of several countries. You know, in terms of corruption, just to see, you know, Transparency International said no country has made more progress in the last 5 years than Georgia. Georgia moved 78 positions up. Then, of course, the war came, and as I said, everybody thought that the country would be dismantled, crippled. And I can tell you that, I mean, since then, it has been amazing change in terms of visuals, in terms of development. There is, to say just a small example, there is a town of Batumi in Black Sea coast where we have now more 5-star brand hotels under construction. You just name them, every major brand, than say the city of Moscow has. And the way we are structuring Georgia is that we are next to 6 landlocked countries of Central Asia and Caspian. This is the shortest way from northern China to most of the European destinations. We don't have oil and gas in the quantities as they have, but we have something they lack. Transparent government, no red tape, no corruption, no crime, and nice place to be in because Georgia is also Switzerland of that place. This is a country where 6 months a year you can ski and swim at the same time.
Remarkable story, remarkable transformation. Earlier in the day, we had many conversations about the struggles the United States government has to effect meaningful change, given a political climate, and heard similar stories from other regions in the world. Simple question, how did you do it?
Well, you know, I think there are several. I mean, the main thing here is we knew that we had no time, and it was always uphill battle. We've always been underdogs. And the situation here is that we wanted to succeed against all the odds, and the mentality was either we are very successful or we won't be there at all. Not we as me and somebody, but like the country. And so actually I think that's what drives the country. I think opportunity for any reformer is very small. Window is opportunity shuts down very fast. And the only thing I always regret that I sometimes compromise on a number of reforms and I postpone. Every time you postpone, you're finished. The last thing you should chase in any democracy is your personal popularity. 2 weeks ago, I had Steve Klubeck, my old friend from California. He's building 3 resorts. And I started to sell him the same stories like I'm trying to sell to you now. Our ratings, number displays, this and so many percents, et cetera, et cetera. He said, stop it. That doesn't mean anything. The atmosphere I see here, it's absolutely unique. You can feel it, he said. It's like, this is what really matters, not what you are telling me. And actually, I think that's what I want to urge you to come and see it for yourself. I mean, like, whatever I tell, I know you're very busy, but it's just, it's not as far as you might think. If it's not far for somebody from Laguna Beach, it's not far from New York as well. So.